Mickey Mouse. Video games. Those two things are fucking rad. I remember to this day, with my family growing up with the Sega Genesis, I played all sorts of games, from the Sonic the Hedgehog series to the Mortal Kombat games, Greatest Heavyweight to the Ring, all sorts of different games. But what was that one game that I remember and that the people remember? That game is Mickey Mania, the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is so universally loved. It's impossible to find anything wrong with the Mickey Mouse series as a whole. Why is this? I can tell you why. It's in Mickey Mania's title. Timeless. The series is timeless, meaning anyone from any generation can enjoy it. No one could fuck with Mickey. The game starts with the classic Steamboat Willie level, which is very enjoyable, very fun to play. The levels are based off real Mickey Mouse cartoons. How cool is that? You go through Mad Doctor, the band concert, which is a fun little bonus level, Moose Hunters, Lonesome Ghost, Mickey and the Beanstalk, and last but not least, The Prince and the Pauper. Oh, let's not forget the action-based tower levels, dodging barrels and spiky objects. That was always fun, right? So you often see Pluto goofing around being a good boy, which is always a treat. We have Mickey levels based off real cartoons, cute Pluto appearances. What about the graphics? In my personal opinion, I think these graphics for the Genesis were ahead of their time. Every single cutscene looks beautiful, drawn, fully animated by Disney animators, with a ton of drawings made for the game. I'll say it again. The people remember this because this was a Mickey Mouse game at the time. Like, I can't tell you how many times I dusted off my Sega, tried to beat this game only to find out that the game is extremely challenging. I could never beat it. But I'm currently trying to beat it now. I'm 27 years old, and I played this when I was 5. How about the music? Mickey Mania's soundtrack hit in all the right places for the Sega Genesis. The Genesis having a history for not very good sound quality is pretty well known. But there was always something about the rock and roll sound of the fucking Genesis. Maybe the sound wasn't the greatest, but those boss themes made you feel a certain way. How about Mad Doctor's music? I remember those themes being my absolute favorite music from the game. This game is beautiful. It's a lot from Mickey's past all in one game. If there was anything negative I had to say, if you could really even call it negative, it's making it a little bit longer, or maybe even have a potential sequel. Hell, there's still time. There would have been some levels I would have loved to see in a sequel, such as The Carnival Kid from 1929, Magician Mickey from 1937, On Ice from 1935, just to name a few. I think those would have been sick. Gameplay. I definitely think this gameplay was very well done. This entire game doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a legit challenge. From platforming, to jumping up a beanstalk, to long distance jumps. evading a moose, running into ghosts, entertaining boss fights. Mickey Mania's gameplay is by far one of the greats for the Sega Genesis, and is right up there with Disney game Aladdin. In conclusion, this is one of my favorite games, to this very day. I hope so many others feel the same way I do. Mickey Mania will forever be a game we looked back on and said, wow, I remember that game. I rented this from Blockbuster, or I borrowed it. You know what this game really is, though? Timeless.